resources to back his claim that it is possible?
It's possible is based on, as far as I'm concerned, three things.
Yeah.
The first one, there's an element of faith in it. There's an element of faith, and we cannot deny that God plays a critical and important role in his life, and the life of this nation. So it's possible, because the Bible says, with man it is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Right? And so that's the first one. The second one is that once you are competent and you believe that with God in it, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So once he's competent, with God in it, and then he has the vision for it, that he can achieve that vision. Yeah. So these are three elements that underpins that it is possible. That there's an element of faith, that with God all things are possible. An element of competency. I've been trained, I understand, I can do it. And then you need the vision. And his vision is clear and simple. How do we bring prosperity in Ghana for Ghanaians and by Ghanaians? Everyone. And how do we leverage the fourth industrial revolution to achieve that goal to cover everybody? Some say it's impossible, but as far as it's concerned, that vision is possible.
Thank you very much. Doc, one thing Dr. Bawumia has done so well is to spearhead a generation of technology and digitization. I mean, he's the class prefect of technology. What drives his commitment to technology as a tool for national development? I mean, where is he taking Ghana with all this technological wisdom?
Well, the first thing is to understand that technology comes in to support existing economic sectors.
Definitely.
It does not replace it. It supports it. Yeah. But the first thing is that we must create equal opportunities for all. Mm-hmm. And technology brings that. It removes reduces the human interfacing of government providing services. It also speeds up decision making. That will save you time when you engage in government. It also brings a certain element of, look, I don't have to depend on another person for my future, for my talent. And I'll explain what I've said in three things. There's a certain element called the time tax. Mm-hmm. The time tax means when you are dealing with government, you're obligated to give them your time. Definitely. Right? And which is not right. Yeah. And I use this example all the time. Today, if I want a passport, I need a birth certificate. If I don't have one, I must go to the birth and death registry office, sit in a line till my turn comes, fill a form and give it to the civil servant. They will look at it, complete, and give me a receipt and say, go and come back. Then when I come back again, I'm going to again be in a line. So that time of being in the line is like time tax. Yeah. It's taken away from me. The time is money. Yeah. The time that I could have used to take care of my children, to help them their homeschool, their homework, to spend quality time with my wife or my husband. Time that you could spend time on your business to make it grow, looking for new customers and delivering services to your customers. You are wasting that time engaging with government. So he said, look, let us try to take that time wasting out when you're dealing with government. That is the first element of it, that technology comes in. So when you take that time wasting element out of it, then you are asking yourself, what else is left? Now, decision making by government must be faster. Because when you deal with one agency, that agency collects your information, but sometimes the agency cannot make the decision alone. It must consult with another agency. Yeah. And inherently in that relationship, there's a time wasting. Yeah. Because the person who's supposed to respond is not even available or does not have the tools. You have to go and look for paper and fill it and provide that information. It may take a long time. So when you bring digitization in, you again reduce that bottleneck and help government make decisions faster. The third one, he says, look, let us reduce the distance between citizens and government. If you go and then you see something broken or something going wrong, who do you report to? Who do you consult? What do you do when you need help from government today? It's almost like, I don't know, I say, but he says, let's reduce the distance and let government become more citizen-focused. Right now, it's between government and citizens. We can have direct access to government, and government must respond. And that, again, technology provides that opportunity. So it take the time tax away, speed up decision-making by government, reduces the distance between citizens and government, so that way citizens can feel that government is working for them. And so how do you do that without technology? You need technology. But when you bring the technology in, you must build the right architecture, element, the pillars, to make sure it's sustainable and stands. So this is what is driving his technology and digital agenda. Fairness, your liberties, to spend time on yourself, on your God-given talent, on your family, on your business. Let's not let government waste it. Use it for yourself and then prosper. And that's what is driving it.
Would you say this technological drive has brought the average Ghanaian even more closer to government, where you don't need to chase government around, but you can just, at a click, solve problems?
You must first lay the foundation. Like anything else. If you don't lay the foundation right, it will crumble. So the foundation must be laid. And as I speak, I will say, without any shadow of doubt, that the foundation has been laid. What are the elements of this foundation? Ghana card. Nobody, like some are looking at us on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, you can't have access to this platform without an identity. You can't. You have to log in. You need to have an email. Sometimes they think they are robots, fake. They try to remove all the fake people and look for the real human beings. Right? They have an element called captcha to check, are you a human being? They say, now we have verified that you're a real human being. Now you can log in. So to even use resources outside online, digital resources, you must have a digital identity. So as Ghanaians, you must make sure that we have our Ghana card established if we are going to deal with government. So that is done. More than 18 million adults in Ghana have the Ghana card. Then you say, let's establish the foundation of address. Let's make sure every property in this country has an identity, right? That is done. Then let's say there's a growth, an increasing interest in digital money, mobile money. So in that case, let's remove every friction in the middle and make it easy for them to interpret. We have done that. Now, what he said we should do is, look, we have databases in all the different agencies sitting there. How do you put an interoperable platform in the middle to make it easier for all the databases to talk among themselves, to save you time? And early this month, October, we launched the Data Exchange Bridge. Dr. Bawumia launched it. He launched that platform that now sits in the middle. Now all the agencies might now begin to connect to it. So you don't have to rebuild your technology, but can just plug into it. And this is the amazing part of it. So imagine a pipe that flows with all the data from Ghana, protected and secured. You need data, you come to your Ghana card, you plug in, you pull it in. If anyone wants your data, you should have visibility that GRA is asking for my data, Ghana Health Services is asking my data, who else? FDA is asking my data. You should have visibility into it. So now you become responsible and have authority over your data. And this is what this platform that Dr. Bawumia has launched early this October was put in place for that. So the question is, have we achieved all the digitization drive that he started? We have not achieved all, but the foundation has been laid, similar to what is in Estonia. Estonia is one of the most digitized countries in the world, and we have the same architecture. So now, 7 January 2025, I can't wait. I can't wait. We are almost there. 40 days there. Vote for Dr. Bawumia #1 and see the digital transformation that will take our country through.
Doc, since you talk about technology with a lot of passion. And I know you are an IT man. So
I'm a Ghanaian.
In our passion to build so much technology, which is very good, how prepared are we for cybersecurity issues? Cybersecurity, everyone is concerned about where's my data going, what are they using my data for, what are the risks involved, why are people still calling me on Momo and all that. What's the cybersecurity in there for the average Ghanaian? Doc, before you answer that, please, we are still taking your questions. I see some questions coming. Post your questions. I'll ask all of them. We have just about 10 minutes to answer questions. I'll ask all of them on all platforms. So just post your question. Just make it brief. Tell us where you are. Send your question and it will be answered. So now, Doc, back to you. Cybersecurity.
Yes, cybersecurity is critical in these days. You know, we now have a cybersecurity authority in the country in charge to ensure that our digital platforms are secure. And security is not a one-time thing. It is progressive, right? So the cybersecurity authority is always reviewing and providing guidance on how to continually make sure that our architecture is secure. That is how important or critical cybersecurity is to this country. Now, cybersecurity also requires a certain principle that the solutions that we provide must meet the international standards as far as cybersecurity is concerned. And those standards are published. Those standards are the ways that cybersecurity authority uses to measure and monitor whether our systems are built according to the international standards. So we have applied the highest level possible of cybersecurity to our solutions. But like I said, it's not a one-time thing. You can be secure today and tomorrow you are no longer secure. So you have to constantly monitor your solutions to constantly improve it and provide defenses to protect the data of citizens. And when we move towards a data exchange bridge, it will now begin to reduce the multiple silos of systems that provide data leakages. Yeah. Right? Because now we only have multiple systems. Now we are trying to say, now let the system come through this platform. If you need my Ghana card information to verify, don't go through anyone but through this platform. So that platform will ensure that it's properly secured, but not go through another platform that we have no visibility into its security. So these are protocols and standards that has to be in place. Many of them are in place. You have to continue to apply them to keep our data secure.
Okay, thank you very much. Doc, how resilient is Dr. Bawumia? Can you share with us some of the challenges he's had and how he navigated with a very smart resolve? How resilient is he?
I think I mentioned one before. That's about the passing away of his dad. Yeah. It was very difficult in his past. The other one that happened, I see, was we had one of our staff, Kwabena Bodu, who was an integral part of our team during the 2016 campaign and before, and then right about a few weeks before the election, he passed away. That was difficult. That was difficult for all of us, but especially for Dr. Bawumia, who cares so much about every member of the team and their beloved friends or relationships. It was very devastating, you know, and so it was difficult, but by the grace of God, we went through it. You have this issue of going to the Supreme Court. This is another difficult decision that pink sheet, because you know, here you go to an election, you win, and then you get cheated, and then you have to go to court, and then you defend it. And then when the time came for people to go to court, nobody wanted to go. And it's like, Mahmoud, can you go? You know, you have to step up. And people didn't want to go because they were afraid of a political backlash on their brand. You know, but he stepped up, and this is the leader that we want. Not the one that ran away from challenges, the one who stepped up to the challenge and defeated it. Right? So he stepped up and went to court, and now it is history. You and I were not there. It's now a quote in the Ghanaian society, in the Ghanaian psyche, pink sheet, you know, and he was there and he did the work. I'll tell you a personal experience. When we work on this pink sheet, at some point, Mahama sent soldiers and police to come and attack us. Yeah. That's where I was part of the people working. I was leading that team in that office at Dabraka. They came in contingents, about almost 100 to 150 police and military. They say we are packing ammunition. They made up all these stories. Beat us, destroyed our computer, destroyed our pink sheets, and then they had blocked the roads. It's actually, they tried to to cover it up, but we had videos of it. You know, and so they blocked the road, and one of our guys who were in the bathroom when the police came, called Oman FM then and said, look, this is what is happening, please come to our rescue. 2012, right? And so they blocked the roads, and we were just there, and they intimidated, actually. It was not easy, but then when Dr. Bawumia heard it, well, him and Jake, may he so rest in peace, Obechebi Lamptey, they rushed, they were the first people to come there. And he stood up and spoke to us heart to heart and said, the young people of Ghana, the future is yours. You are doing nothing wrong. You are proving that you are capable of demonstrating that the election was stolen. Wow. They've wasted your time. The past 1 week work that you've done is wasted. By the Constitution, you have only 2 weeks left. This has never been done before, but I believe in you. Together, we will do it. It is possible. Wow. It was possible. Yeah. And we did it together with him. And when we were doing the analysis, he was there with us nights. We were not sleeping. Day, weekends, Sundays, Saturday. He would leave and go for a meeting and come back. Because the pink sheet, the ink on the paper would get on your clothes. Our hands were red, our clothes were red, our faces were red. His face was red. His hands were red. His clothes were red of the pink sheet because he did the work with us.
It was pink, everybody?
Everybody was pink. But you know what touched me? Yeah. Because most big men in Ghana will not do that. Because they came and they saw it, so you guys are doing well. Here's some 200, keep working, and then they leave. Right? But he was not giving, he was there doing the work with us. Wow. So when it came time for him to go to the Supreme Court, Chachu Chikata and Tony Lita assumed he was like the normal big man who does not know the data. That was a mistake. He did the work himself. He knew it inside out. And this is the leader that we want. The person who knows who is inside with you. In the battle, he's there. So when they go up, he's there. They go down, he's there. I remember vividly when I was sitting in court, Tony Lita picked a pink sheet and said, look, do you see what is there? He thought he has trapped him. Yeah. I'm going to give you a calculator. Add it up, and do you see? It's like you are testifying against your own argument. But me, I say, you know, he smiled. He had some smile. My Lord, they forgot that it is here, and they rejected that. The guy was completely dumbfounded because he understood the problem. He worked the problem with us, and then he made. It's now history, my friend. This is a leader. This is somebody you can go to war with. He won't leave you. He will take you to the promised land.
I was going to ask that question. Has he become a full-fledged politician now? I mean, with all the things that he's gone through, is he now a politician, or is still an economist?
I don't see him as a politician. Yes. I see him as an economist who wants to make a difference in this country. He came to politics by chance. Nanado saw him, his work, and called him and said, come and help me. And he came and he helped. Yeah. You know, and now he sees an opportunity that he can even help the whole country. He has redefined the role of vice president for the better of the country. Since 1992, every vice president that came, it was ceremonial. You come, you sit down. If they give you work, you do. Don't give you work, you sit down and then roll your thumb until. But now, the next vice president of this country has a higher standard. He must produce quality, competent work for the country, not just sit there and because he will be measured against Dr. Bawumia's performance. And for that, when he becomes president, he will also elevate the role of presidency for the good of our country. And this is the leader that we want.
I want to ask this question. Would you say he's the most effective? It looks like in the history of vice presidency, he's an icon out of a lot. Would you say he's the most effective vice president we've had so far?
Yes, he has been, without fear of contradiction. Yeah. He has been the most effective, the most productive, even against, he's been so good that they are using that against him. That he has been so good that they think he's powerful. You know, that you have more power than you the Constitution gives you. But the Constitution does not give the vice presidency enough power. Right? But whatever work they give him, he does it, and he does it well. And it impacts a lot more people. right? And so people say, but you're vice president, why don't you do it? Well, ask the same question to Amisa Atta. Ask the same question to Mahama when he was vice president. Ask the same question to Aliu Mahama or Eko Kingston Aka. Ask the same question. But we never ask them these questions. Because in his tenure as vice president, he has done so well that we forget that he is the vice president. Right? And so this is what you want. If Black Star is playing a match and you bring a substitute in, and the substitute comes in and score goals, he must be very good. He wins at the match. Right? And so when you are going, you don't replace that substitute when you have 5 minutes to go, because he has proven that he can score the goal. Which coach will do that? Will you do that? When the player you got in is scoring goals, right? And you need to win the match, you take him out and bring another person. Okay. Keep Dr. Bawumia making the president.
Look, let me ask my last question, and then we'll go to the public questions. What legacy would you say Dr. Bawumia is leaving with Ghanaians? What would be his legacy in presidency, in vice presidency, and even in presidency? What would be his legacy? Is it just digitization? Would it be anything beyond digitization? There's something we don't know yet.
His legacy, looking at the manifesto that he has brought out, will be how many jobs he will create. How many businesses he will expand and make more profitable. That is a legacy that he's looking forward. Looking at the manifesto, jobs and businesses. So he's coming in there and say, by the time I am done, I will create so many jobs to solve the unemployment problems in this country. That you will say that I will create an environment for businesses to prosper in this country. So when you look at his manifesto, you look at what he's talking about, these are the two areas that he's going to look like. And not that alone, you can look at education. We've had a lot of our young people who could not have been in secondary school before the free SHS. Many of them are going through the education now. We must protect it for our brothers and sisters, our cousins, our nephews and nieces, our children, and the next generation. We must protect it and make it better. And then create the jobs and opportunities for them to go through and be able to finish university or branch from the secondary school and have access to a good paying job for them. And this is what, so it protects education, create more jobs and solve the unemployment problem, and then expand, create opportunity for businesses to expand, and so in that process, create more jobs.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doc. Viewers, we are going to take your questions. Please send them. I have only 5 minutes to answer your questions. Yes, because I know there are a lot of questions coming through. But we are just going for a short commercial break. And when we are back, Doc, I have unscripted questions, at least 2 unscripted questions to ask. And we'll ask Dr. Blay before he leaves. So let's take a quick commercial break. So we are back.
Dr. Bawumia's vision for a thriving creative arts sector. Fund creative startups with access to loans and seed capital. Establish creative arts hubs across regions for training and collaboration. Revive the film industry by building production studios and offering grants to filmmakers.
Vote number 1 on the ballot.
Dr. Bawumia's vision for a thriving creative arts sector. Fund creative startups with access to loans and seed capital. Establish creative arts hubs across regions for training and collaboration. Revive the film industry by building production studios and offering grants to filmmakers.
Vote number 1 on the ballot.
Dr. Bawumia's vision for a robust agriculture and fisheries sector. Increasing accessibility to farm produce and food security. Build fish landing sites to support fishermen and improve fish processing. Support youth in agribusiness by offering training, land, and startup capital.
Vote number 1 on the ballot.
is Possibility series from the Dr. Bawumia Solutions Center. Again, my name is Uncle Botela, and I have my boss here, Dr. Blay. I'll keep calling my boss because it's my boss. Pardon me. And like I said, we are going to be live every Sunday till election from 6 p.m. on all social media platforms. Now we are on Twitter, we are on X, we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, and we are on TikTok. I'm going to read a few of your questions. Again, if you have not sent your questions, please send them. Make it snappy because we only have 5 minutes. Now, so Festus Nikwe from Western North region wants to know what the priority of Dr. Bawumia would be in the first 100 days. What will be his priority? Everyone says, in the 100 days, I'll do this, I'll do that. What's Doc going to be doing in the first 100 days?
So the first 100 days, you have to look at the manifesto. The manifesto says that his priority, jobs, businesses, digitization. Mm-hmm. The first 100 days, he has already mentioned, e-levy gone, flat tax, and tax amnesty gone. So businesses that owe taxes and because that they cannot operate, they will be free to operate based on that arrangement. I'll give you an example. Sometimes people don't understand how the tax amnesty, how important it is. I had a call from a young man, entrepreneur. He has a business. He has not paid his taxes for a while, and so he started paying, and then GRA came in and said, hey, look, you owe about 1 million of taxes. Okay. So your business is shut down. Well, even though he has not been paying his taxes fully, he's willing to pay. He was trying to comply. He went to try to comply to the taxes, right? And that's why they got in trouble by trying to comply. And then they got in trouble, and then they say, by the way, because you owe, you can't operate. But he's eating from it. He has employees from it. Those employees depend on their payroll from that business. He shut down that business. He cannot make profits. He cannot grow. These employees lose their job. Yeah. But GRA will not understand. Yeah. Before you talk to me, GRA says, give me, out of the 1 million, give me 300,000 first. Wow. So he called me and said, bro, can you help me? Can you please, I'm willing to pay. By the 300,000, young man, I'm doing all sorts of things. I have a lot of potential. But GRA is going to shut me down. I can't even do business and get money even to pay. Right? And Dr. Bawumia says the first 100 years, tax amnesty is gone. So people in this type of businesses who are stuck, they can make profit, but GRA is kind of frustrating them, will be free to now expand their businesses, right? And then he will flatten the tax. So now you don't have this complicated tax system where I don't understand, only the tax man understands. So if he says 50 Ghana cedis, maybe it's 10 Ghana cedis, I don't know. Maybe it's 100, I don't know. But whatever he says, it's difficult to comprehend. So then I either have to pay him something or pay something on the table, and this is how it works. I mean, I'm not saying anything new here. So make it a flat tax so it's easy to comply the first 100 days. You're looking at these pillars that I've explained to you about. You have Ghana card, you have digital address, you have mobile money interoperability. We just launched the Citizen app. Quickly moving into taking the time tax that government has on you away, right? So you don't have to spend time when you're dealing with government, waste time when you're dealing with government. Quickly out there. Now, last one I have to talk about is the gold for not even gold for the economy, gold for the city, right? Look, we have a lot of gold on our land. We don't have enough gold in our reserves. Me, I don't have money. For example, I don't have money. You have a lot of money. You don't know me anywhere. If I come to you and say, please give me 100,000, I'll pay you back in 2 weeks. You don't know me. You know I'm a poor man. You will not give it to me, will you? No. But if you know I have bars of gold in my... you will trust the gold, and then you give that money because you know the gold is as insurance. And this is how the international market works now, is that if you have enough gold in your bank reserve, your city will be strong enough. But how many of our leaders have thought of this? You've been, for decades, we have not sought to buy our own gold in cities, keep our gold in our reserve, to strengthen our city, so that we don't have to have this thing about this city going up and down, up and down. Yeah. But Bawumia says this is his vision, to buy the gold in city, keep the gold in our bank reserve, and we're already doing that already, but he's going to speed it up. So quickly the city will be strong, the economy will be predictable. So first 100 days, free SHS will not be touched. Free SHS will be protected.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anaya from Tema West wants to know if Dr. Bawumia will be working with the same team as he's currently working with if he becomes president.
The same team in his office?
Yes, in his office, his office, ministries, what do you call it? Regional ministers,
Yes,
the government appointees. Is he going to do the same?
No, he will not do the same. I mean, every government comes in, but Dr. Bawumia has spelled out his vision in his manifesto.
Yeah.
It is clear. He's going to come in and say, who are the competent people? One thing you must know about Dr. Bawumia, he cares about competence.
Yeah.
He's inclusive. He does not discriminate. At some point in our office, people started complaining that the opposition, the NDC, who like to do things, politics based on tribals, are saying that Dr. Bawumia office, only Northerners are there. I'm not from the North.
It's true, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone Hughes is not from the North. He works in the office. Right? Elizabeth Utica is not from the North. Right? Professor Makotufo is not from the North. They were just trying to tarnish the image of someone who has integrity. He only cares about getting the job done. Dr. Bawumia will hire and get people who are competent in the right places and make sure the job is done, just like he has demonstrated as vice president, because he built a strong team based on competence to help him achieve his vision as vice president. So will he do as president to build a competent, strong team to help him achieve his vision as president come 7 January 2025.
Henrietta Osei from Ashanti region is asking if Dr. Bawumia can clarify what his religious standard, because she sees him in every religious event. So he's a Christian today, tomorrow he's a Muslim, the next day he's with the fetish.
Yeah.
Henrietta, of all the things you could ask, what's his religious standard?
I don't know about fetish, but I understand when you go and visit chiefs,
Yeah.
you go to National House of Chiefs, you go to Regional House of Chiefs, you go to every palace. The palace choose to do what they need to do. It has nothing to do with him. He visits them.
Yeah.
He visits churches, they pray. So Dr. Bawumia is an inclusive leader.
Yeah.
He's not a leader that will discriminate. And this is the type of leader you want. You want a country to maintain the peace that we have had for so long. There are many countries that have been torn apart, broken because of tribal and religious divisions. Dr. Bawumia has demonstrated and proven that he's inclusive. He will not segregate or separate people based on religion, based on tribal. So Dr. Bawumia is a leader. He embraces everybody. Right? He's a Muslim, yes, but he understands that as a country, our pride that everyone talks about, and maybe because most of you are not privy to that, but people that come from UK, US, other places, they go to meetings, when they come and tell us, Ghana is unique. Ghana is the only country where you go to meetings, they start a meeting with a Christian prayer and end with a Muslim prayer. There are partners in the back for that. Because we don't see it everywhere. We must maintain it. We must keep it. We don't have a Christian Ghanaian and a Muslim Ghanaian. We have a Ghanaian under one flag. The red, gold, green flag with the black star shining bright in Africa. We should maintain that. Peace and love.
Our last question, viewers, unfortunately our time is almost up, so I can only take one last question. And this is from Anthony Akpa from the Volta region, and he wants to know what a typical day for Dr. Bawumia is like. His 6 a.m. to his 10 p.m., whichever time he sleeps. So what's his typical day like?
Nyambro from Volta region.
Yeah.
I will lay it out. So I would say that Dr. Bawumia's typical day, by the time I wake up at 5, I have messages from him. So he wakes up before me. And then you will see that, he's giving directions, answering questions, wanting an update, we give him another update. He will receive guests at home in the morning. Had people come and meet him, he engaged with them. When he finishes, he comes to the office, and then we begin the work. Depending on the program of the day, we have meetings at home, meetings in the office, or he has to go out to programs. We just go, and then we spend the day. Any problems that come to his attention, letters written, emails received, SMS, WhatsApp messages received. Any problem, we go to him, we discuss, make decisions, and then we finish the day, and then we go home, right? But now that the campaign is on, his day is wake up in the morning, go to a community, tell them his vision, shake hands with the people that love to see him. You've seen the pictures. They just love him. They just love the man Bawumia. He's adorable. His vision is clear. There's a clear difference between Mahama and Bawumia. Bawumia is hardworking. He's waking up every morning. He's going out every day campaigning. He's not complaining. He's sharing his vision, his message. That's clear as possible. The women love him. The men love him. The young ones love him. The pastors love him. The imams love him. The chiefs love him because he's inclusive. And his vision is also inclusive. And this is the type of leader that we want. So come 7 December, let's all of us work to vote for Dr. Bawumia. He's number 1 on the ballot. Number 1. So that 7 January 2024, we have a visionary leader, a competent one, a hard-working one to tackle the problems that we have. With the bold solutions, it is possible to make Ghana stronger and greater. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Because of the maiden edition, my producer says I should take just one last question because there are a lot of. So just one last question. Ibrahim Sanda from Upper East wants to know how will he benefit from the 1 million youth digital skills from where is he? Because it looks like everything is focused in Accra. Will he benefit from Upper East? I thought I had to take this one.
This is a good question. So the essence of digitalization is that you don't have to be in Accra.
Yeah.
So we have to solve the problem of network coverage. So when Dr. Nana became president in 2017, 7 January 2017, the network coverage of our country was only 30%. As you speak, we have 70% network coverage. I have a personal experience. 70% coverage.
Wow.
In 2017, I was traveling from Accra to Session, going through Sunyane and the Bono area, going through the deep forest. I had an accident. I needed to make a phone call. There was no network. You know, we waited and waited. Some motors came, we stopped them, we sat on the motor, we rode the motor for about 20 minutes to go and find a place to make a phone call. Know what that place was? On top of a tree.
Oh.
When you got to that tree, there was a line. Because so be from making phone call. So you had to the queue.
Yeah.
So you had to wait for your turn. I waited my turn, got on top of the tree, made a phone call before some people came to help me pull my car out and stuff like that. But today as I speak, Asumura in the Bono area, there's network coverage. You understand? So we have moved from 30% coverage to 70% coverage. With Starlink, we can say 100%, but Starlink is a bit expensive. Dr. Bawumia is talking about reducing the cost of data so that everyone in the country can now log onto that platform and be able to have that digital skill. That's one. Now, it is important to understand, I want to emphasize this point because I want people to understand this. The NBC and Mahama are saying that they're going to train 1 million in coding. Dr. Bawumia says 1 million in digital skills. These are two different visions. The vision that can build a country is to let the people train them in digital skills, not coding. Yeah. Not coding. It has to be broader because in digital skills, you need even project managers. Yeah. You need quality assurance guy. You need testers. You need people who will be able, even customer service. How do you leverage AI to provide customer service? These are all digital skills. We have digital marketing. So it's broad. So if you're looking at a digital economy, don't look at code, look at digital skills. And that right there shows the difference between the vision of Dr. Bawumia and the short vision of Mahama. And so, yes, my friend, you benefit from the digital skills because the network coverage, you have access to it. And the platform is made available for every young person in Ghana who is interested to be involved in the digital skill training to have access to that training.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doc. We have to end. Our time is up. It's been the Possibilities series. This is the maiden edition. We are doing every Sunday from 6 p.m. And we'll be live on the networks that I've already mentioned: Facebook, We'll be on X, we'll be on YouTube, and we'll also be on TikTok. Doc, in just 15 seconds, what kind of music does Dr. Bawumia listen to, and does he love dancing?
But you've seen him dance. The Bawumia dance is the Ama piano dance. Put your number 1 up, right? And then yeah, he can shake and then you go up and down, right? Number one. That's the dance. Very much. God bless you.
Please don't forget to download the Bawumia Nations app on Google Play Store or Apple Store. And also note that to break the 8, you have to vote for number 1. It is possible. We are here for Bawumia and we are here to say have a wonderful week. Hope to see you again same time next week. Bye-bye.
It is possibilities. It is possibilities. It is possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is 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 possibilities. Possible possibilities. It is possibilities. It is possibilities.